So what's up, y'all? I know a lot of people have asked me what made me move to LA. Why California? Why not New York? Since I've already spent so much time in New York, I basically lived there part of the year for the past few years anyway. So a lot of people have just been asking me, like, what prompted me to move to California? What was, my breaking point, I guess, and how things are going, what I've learned, just a lot of questions. And it's a lot of the same questions, which I'm totally okay with. However, it's just kind of time consuming and very hard to respond to everybody individually. So I decided to just make a video where I'm going to discuss, it's going to be a 2-part video, I'm pretty sure, because I want to keep it as short as I can, where I'm just going to discuss like why I even moved, video 1, and then later on in the second part, you'll find out like what I've learned since I've been in LA. So my reasons, my reasoning for moving. I had gotten to such a dark place creatively, mentally, physically, everything, emotionally, just I was not happy. And I got tired of trying to smile when I didn't really feel like it, and I knew what was bothering me, but I just couldn't fulfill the things that I wanted to do and that I know is my passion and my purpose here and at home in Louisville. And I just got frustrated, and at some point I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. What is holding me back from, making that move to an area where I know there are way more opportunities for me? No matter how hard I have to work to get to it, at least those opportunities are present. So after coming to the conclusion that like I needed to be out of the state of Kentucky, not necessarily in California or in New York or Atlanta or anywhere, I was like, I'm just going to pray about it. I'm going to just think about all the pros and cons to everywhere that I want to be. What exactly do I want to do? What direction do I want to go into? And then just once I narrowed it down from like stage performance and commercial dance, because my background is more so in concert dance, but I wanted to get more experience in commercial dance. And LA is a huge, huge mecca for commercial dance. Not to say New York isn't as well, but it's just a totally different vibe and different opportunities for the industry in both places. So I told myself, okay, Cali it is. But again, this isn't some decision I made like overnight. This is something I've been contemplating for the past 2.5, almost 3 years. And I have been doing research on different areas, where is best to live, the type of opportunities as far as dance goes. Like, I was really trying to weigh my options, okay? And I didn't want it to be like an irrational decision. I wanted to really think things through before I made any actual final decisions. So I took my time with it. And then once this past year, 2019, had been so mentally and physically draining and depressing in a sense, just because I knew I wasn't myself. I wasn't my best self, and I was trying to live up to my best self, which, let's be real, like, it's just fake. Like, come on. I was smiling when I wasn't really feeling it, and I was just kind of bottling a lot of things up inside of myself that just was not good. It was not healthy. And I felt unfulfilled. I felt like I was living every day out of routine pretty much, and not necessarily living to like thrive. I was just like existing. Like, what am I doing? So I decided that I was going to, in this new year, in 2020, I was going to start putting my passion first. And with that, I was going to have to make a decision in 2019. So 2019 was the year I was like, all right, this is my year for clarity. Where am I supposed to be? Basic. Where do I need to be? All right, once I figure that out, how am I going to get there? Okay, once I figure that out, when am I going to go? So it was a step-by-step process. And I will say that I had a lot of support within my immediate family, like making sure that I was doing something that I really truly wanted to do, not because I felt like I had to for anybody or anything or to prove anything, but I was really trying to find, not myself, because I won't say I lost myself, but in that downtime, I just kind of lost a lot of confidence in things that had never been an issue for me before. So I had a lot of support from my immediate family, which I'm thankful for. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, like I know everybody's like, they thought it was like drastic move, like all of a sudden she moved, but it really wasn't. It was something that I thought out for the past almost 3 years. Even when I was living in Indy, this was a possibility, which was the whole reason that I moved back to Louisville. I moved back to Louisville because I was like, I'll just, be with my family, work, and save. Even though I don't know where I'm going, I know I'm going somewhere. And even though at that time I was in LA, or in Indy, LA was still a huge possibility. Like that's where I was wanting to go, but I still wasn't 100% set on LA quite yet. So I did have to step down. I had to step down from my dance teaching jobs, which crushed me because I loved my students at all of the studios I taught at in Indy, in Zionsville. I loved all of my dancers, and I still keep in contact with them, and I think it was important for me to show them that like it's never too late to really go and fulfill your purpose or your dream. And I had to lead by example. I was teaching them things in class that at that point I felt like I wasn't even doing myself. So I had to lead by example and let them know, even though it hurt me to have to leave them, they were in great hands, and I was excited for their future just like they were excited for mine. And it's been a beautiful ride so far. Even though I'm still not used to not teaching yet, it's still kind of weird. And it's been like a year and a half at this point since I haven't taught in those studios. So that is that. As far as like being here, was that I realized like I have nothing to lose, everything to gain, because I was in such a dark space when I was here that I already felt like I was in an all-time low, and I couldn't get any lower than that. So once I realized, like, what is there for you to lose, Kayla? Like, absolutely nothing. What is it? A few months in LA at most. If you don't, decide that you want to stay there, okay. Still better than what you're going through right now. Also, my biggest thing has always been like, you can always go out for something or try out for something or whatever, but the regret lies in not trying. So if I didn't even attempt to figure out where I needed to be, or go to LA, or go to California, or go anywhere, I would have regretted just the simple fact that I didn't try, which means more to me than even going and quote unquote failing, I guess. But once you realize that you're not living up to anyone else's standards, you're only trying to, be at peace with yourself and make yourself happy, then failure doesn't actually exist. It's just all lessons learned. So that's pretty much what I did. Like, I figured out exactly what I wanted to do, where I needed to be. Thank God things just started falling into place towards the end of last year, October, I'll say, when I went back out there for like a week. Things just started happening, kind of lining up and falling into place. And it was that trip that I decided for sure that I was moving. So that's what happened. I know a lot of you want to know like what I learned since I've been there. How has my experience since being there has been? All of those good things. And you will get to see it, but you have to stay tuned for next video. All right, kings and queens, you guys be easy. I'm out.